Hello YouTube. I am trying this out for the first time ever. Um, and so I was going to have my first video be about ballet shoes, and that will come out when I can figure out how to record that properly without really showing my face. If you recognize my voice, everything I say has nothing to do with my career. I think that's been my biggest concern is I don't want it to be like, oh, okay, this professional says this, and so I have to think this, which is not the truth. This is just me having fun because I like to create things and I like to talk, and has no bearing on my career. And so if you do recognize my voice because it is pretty deep and characteristic, I feel like, then yeah, this is not homework. Anyways, to do this talk for a little bit because Stray Kids, Okay, I'm probably gonna put this audio over like me drawing, and I'll probably try to do like a Stray Kids drawing, otherwise it would just make no sense if I'm drawing BTS and having a Stray Kids talk. But like, I just need to gush for a second for the fact that this Stray Kids comeback, like, goodness gracious, like, prior to Kingdom, I don't know a whole lot about Stray Kids. Yeah, prior to Kingdom, I really didn't. I just kind of knew they had a good following. I wasn't really interested in a whole lot of their music. I listened to God's Menu, but I don't think I understood the beauty of God's Menu. And I feel like the title just kind of turned me off when I need to like get over myself and actually watch and not be judgmental. Not that I was trying to be judgmental, I just thought it was a strange title. I didn't really get the sincere flex that that song was. In any case, I understood after Kingdom, and Kingdom was really awesome. I think they really showed up as amazing performers, and they put on a production like nobody else's business. Like, I mean, I was there for ATEEZ. At the same time, Stray Kids definitely got me to be a baby stay. And so yay, baby stay for my first comeback, yay! And so, yeah, so I feel kind of this is a tough one to talk through now because it's been a few days of me rewatching this, and I don't know whether to talk about just this song or to talk about the whole album. And I'm hoping actually when I put this up that it won't get taken down for that brief clip that I just played. And so in any case, I'm gonna just put this on mute and listen to it or watch it while trying to collect my thoughts. First of all, the animation is gorgeous. I don't know who did this animation. I need to really look into all of this. I've heard from other reactors that there's some cultural aspects to this. I know people mention goblins, and I don't really know much about Korean myth. And so I will probably be reading up about that a little bit soon because I had gifted a Secret Santa a book about Korean myths, and I really think that would probably help to some of the imagery that they pulled into this. But I'm gonna say how masterfully artistic Stray Kids is, because I think they've pulled the best from the best, right? Like they've pulled in like key Korean elements in a really swaggy way, which like calls back to BTS, but at the same time is not at all copying them. I think as I was reading, what's his name? Cleon. Cleon. The Steal Like an Artist guy. Austin Cleon, if that's how you pronounce his name. When I read that book and how he kind of said how, like, when you're an artist, there is a lot of borrowing you have to do, but you have to borrow the right way, and this was borrowing the right way. Like, they borrowed, not really borrowed, I wouldn't even say that. They were influenced by very key elements, and they really made it their own, and I think this comeback is like the pinnacle of they found their voice. And I feel like I've heard other people say that, and that really put that into words for me because I didn't really know which words to put that in, so I'm sorry that I can't remember who actually put that into words. Probably Bristlife, but at the same time, yeah, like they've just found their groove. Like I think God's Menu, when I went back to listen to God's Menu and Backdoor, as opposed to maybe some of their earlier songs. Like I don't have anything against their earlier songs. I don't think I just didn't get the music. I feel like the lyrics made a whole lot of sense, and it that definitely did call back a lot to me to like BTS's kind of themes. And then not that I don't think they're sincere. I mean they could have been perfectly sincere with that music, but I feel like the music itself was hard for me to get into. And so there was some kind of difficulty for me to connect to it. And again, I'm very baby stay, so I need to go back and actually listen to debut to now because I feel like that made BTS make sense for me too. And I'm gonna say I'm an ARMY clearly, and I mean I've been a fan of K-pop since 2009. Yeah, when I was when I was in the grade schools, right? Like I mean when I was still in high school. 2009, right? Like I was a K-pop fan then. My band, my like Go Hard or Go Home band was SS501. So I'm not gonna say that like I'm very like oh it's only about this band because I've seen SS501 come up and I've seen them go down. I've seen straight like Super Junior come up. I've seen them go down. I've seen like or I guess the fame, not really them go down. They continued, but I've just seen the fame of certain people and the relatability of certain songs shift over a long period of time. Super Junior, DBSK, B Rain. B Rain was I think the really like first person to really bring me into this aside from like J-pop and J-rock. With Ketune, Ketune. But in any case, and that's probably an alarm that I need to focus again. So yeah, all that to say that I'm not saying anything bad or trying to say anything about Stray Kids. I feel like it's kind of sucks to have a disclaimer on everything. I feel like everybody has to have a disclaimer now. Um, Give myself the benefit of the doubt that if someone's listening to this, then again, I don't really care to be a hardcore one band overall kind of thing. I'm trying to pull this in as art as a whole, as much as I can. At least, I mean, as much as I know. And I think Stray Kids, again, they've pulled in some very key, like, elements that are very popular right now, and at the same time, very influential right now, that came out with a very deep, rich video, while also being extremely fun, extremely their level of, like, a sugar high, and very swaggy. First of all, I'm really excited that Changbin is starting this song. Again, I'm a baby stay. I don't really know, I haven't really like paid attention to or analyzed how things have been done. The one thing I find interesting with Stray Kids right now is that there seems to be like vocal bridges rather than rap bridges, and I feel like that hasn't been the case for other K-pop songs. Ooh, sorry. In any case, yeah, I haven't noticed a vocal bridge rather than a rap bridge. It seems like their rapping is the majority of their songs, at least for this one. And the vocal bridges are just really gorgeous. In terms of, again, I'm really excited for Changbin to be starting this song. He is creeping up on my bias list. I definitely started thinking Felix was the cutest Easter chick in the world. And then Bangchan, just being Bangchan, it's hard not to like him. At the same time, right now, I think I'm in a Lino Changbin phase because Lino is wonderfully savage and he kind of reminds me of Suga just a little bit. I mean, he's definitely got his own savageness, but I mean, I think Ian takes the cake for savage. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Changmin a lot. I think he's pretty funny. I don't know why they pick on him the way they do, and it kind of makes me sad. But at the same time, it seems like they have their own style, and their own humor. And I mean, that's the same case with TXT. I feel like if I took TXT super seriously, then they just seem really mean to each other. But that's just their humor. And so, alright, I've had this video playing in the back while I'm talking through, and it's gone way farther than I'm talking. Yeah, so imagery is insane. Again, it's like their brand of... When I picture Stray Kids, I picture them like a bunch of kids that went to Willy Wonka's factory, ate everything there, like all the nerds rope everything, and have just been on a high and will not come down from that high. Like I feel like I'm eating Pop Tarts when I watch them, especially Domino. Domino is like, oh my gosh, I love that song, and it's so random. It's just, they pulled this generation off very well, and it's like almost where you're like, are you on something? But no, it's just like a bunch of kids on sugar. Like I feel like I've eaten like five Pop Tarts and watched this, and so. I'm enjoying their energy. I feel like if anything, the biggest thing I can say for them is energy. Um, they have a crazy unlimited amount of energy. I definitely have not seen a band seem this energetic and like tireless. I'm sure they do get tired, but just their energy is really massive. It's really just characteristic. It's very characteristic. I think like where BTS has their authenticity. Not to say again, no one else is authentic, whatever, whatever, whatever. But like the charm point of BTS is their authenticity. And the charm point I think of Stray Kids right now is their energy. Their energy is insane. And so I would love, love, love to see them in concert one day when COVID wants to. We're not even gonna mention COVID because why? In any case, yeah, and like TXT is known for being just sarcastically savage. Um, but their songs have like a different quality, I guess. But anyways, and so I definitely, yeah, their energy is crazy. And I'm here for it. And so, along with that, the elements that they had in, again, culturally, both an old culture and also with like modern things, it kind of reminds me of Dechita, with bringing in, like, I mean, in Yoongi's case, it's more like he's bringing in his old self and his new self, and that was the tie of the modern and the, I guess, ancient or older generational imagery, but at the same time with Stray Kids, I feel like it's just like an amalgam of like, like as if you just threw like a bunch of paint on a canvas. I think it works well with them, but I feel like the elements of having both, I can see where they could see what's good in that and also like put it in their style. Um, so again, musically, the fact that they have a vocal bridge I think really makes the song for me. The whole freezing cold part is a very beautiful melody in between that. Also, Bangchan's outfit. We're not gonna talk about that, but I mean, I think it's interesting that I mean I've seen a lot of K-pop people do this outfit, which is basically barely covering anything, but at the same time, I like how his is not just overtly sexual. It's kind of it seems like it goes with the theme. Like it looks like bandages. And he's wearing a coat at least. And so I'm going to give him points for that because it seems more thematic than Sans Sans outfit in ATEEZ's oh my gosh. Yes. Also I've appreciated getting to know IN within Kingdom and then also within Stray Kids because I feel like that's two whole different personalities than I expected. Especially just being on social media alone, IN is very, very, and I don't know whether to say IN or Ian. In any case, Ian, whatever is the correct pronunciation of that, but I'm gonna say IN just because that's the way I see it right now, and I will correct myself in the future when I am a more experienced stay. But uh, yeah, he's a lot more savage than I expected. He was very uh, innocent and just sweet and very timid in Kingdom, and he's a savage little one. But his vocals, I find it really interesting. He's a very confident singer, and I think he has a very unique vocal. It's something that I'm still getting used to. It's like a tone that I don't think I've heard before, and so I'm still kind of wrapping my mind and my ears around it. I really love Centerlino, just saying, because I think he brought a lot of great intensity into the dance. Of course, musically again, Felix, Youngbook, whichever he prefers. His gracious, his voice. I spent a whole period of time during Kingdom trying to figure out how low the note that he sang in was in gracious. It was that mashup of God's Menu and Side Effect. That was insane. I hadn't heard Side Effect before, and I feel like that mashup I definitely like more than Side Effect by itself. At the same time, Felix, gracious. I had to Google because he just went past a Bassa Profundo to me. I think he definitely that was insane. I'm trying to see what term even I felt like his voice fell under because I had to go back to the piano, which I hadn't touched in a long time. Which thank you, Felix, for opening up the part of my brain that needed that. With his crazy, crazy voice, but like an octavist, that's what I feel like his voice went into. Like he hit like crazy low notes, crazy low notes. His range is ridiculous. Of course, I appreciate his notes always in the music. I feel like I sensory overload. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a sensory overload, so it's not like his was the only thing pulling me into this song. At the same time, of course, it always accents everything nicely. I feel like he didn't get as many parts in this song as he typically does. From what I've heard again, I haven't really heard much, and so I appreciate all the cool dancers within the video. I can't remember what their names were, and then the cultural elements that again went back to idol for me a little bit, and but in their complete own way. Also, Hyunjin's clips. I'm gonna love his slide clips because they remind me of the slide clips I used to wear as a kid, and he just pulled it off in a very interesting pattern in his beautiful, beautiful hair. Um, Also, freaking what a visual to have Lino and Hyunjin doing the like accent dance part for the "Why You Mad, Why You Sad" part. Um, Sungmin's voice, of course, is just beautiful. Sungmin and Bangchan killed that vocal bridge. The vocal bridge, man. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to like that go. Han's crazy. They're all crazy. This was just insane. Ian's the like I don't even know how to explain this verbally, but that part where they're wearing different outfits, like Felix has the blonde and the black hair, and it's a little less long, and Bangchan has a shirt on, but they're like doing a dance move that almost again reminds me of like almost BTS's DNA-ish and like TXT's kind of formations-ish. But it was really cool. It was definitely again their own. I haven't seen that before. It was very involved, and I feel like I have to keep watching that dance move to really understand what's happening. But it's very cool. There's a lot of like just random dance moves that I'm like, wait, what's happening? Why are his hands there? But yeah, I feel like the dance is gonna take me some time to really watch, and I really love the laughing part where they motion that with their hands, like all these little like these very witty dance moves I think are really cool. They'll like laugh with their arms, and then the little throat thing I thought was really witty. I know that got everybody because I was like a what? And I enjoy the back and forth of the different outfits and then like the scene changes. I think they did that really beautifully in Kingdom if I remember properly. And I feel like actually Icon did that really cool. And I feel like some of this kind of harkens back to Icon to me a little bit. I don't know why I'm using the word harkens, but it's reminding me of Icon. And so again, they grew immensely along with their own voice, but also just these great influences of people like Icon and BTS and I'm sure like ATEEZ and every single band that they met on Kingdom. I feel like they grew a lot. Like this is a freaking heck of a comeback. Like I really am enjoying this. Um, Felix's hair, I feel like he's the only person that can pull off that length and still look super cool. Um, God, I don't understand how he goes from like Easter chick to that. The Chanel suspenders, I've heard many people mention them, and I also was like, okay, okay, that's all right. The outfits are super nice. Also the motion of the spitting, I'm gonna have to spend some time on that too. I feel like um, there, and I don't know if alliteration is the right word to use. Not alliteration, but whatever term it is, where you're like, I mean, there's sound effects along with the dance, especially the spitting sound effect, along with the dance for that. I think that's extremely cool. Um, yeah, I think it was just witty. Everything in the song was witty. The sound was witty, the song was witty, the lyrics were witty, the dance was witty. The camera changes are probably very witty. Everything was just very witty. Even Hyunjin's little, where he's like fanning himself. I think all of this was insane. Did I forget to mention anybody among all this? Because they really, I mean, okay, before I even get into this, because this is my favorite part, they have around 2:48 where there's that crazy amount of thunder and lightning and the dancer, like the backup dancers, like flipping out, and then it just swaps into them carrying Changmin and Hyunjin. Like, how swag does that look? I know this is, again, this is not a term no anyone uses anymore. I am an old person, whatever. Like, technology's era, I'm ancient now, and that's kind of depressing because I shouldn't be. But in any case, I'm gonna be Sugar from 10 years ago and say swag 50 times because I'm sorry, this is just a lot of swag. Like, I think Changbin looked like a boss. Really cool. Extremely cool. I just couldn't get over it. I wish I actually had started this part of the video with that because that was just perfect. I don't really understand why they're saying, "Man, I'm not sorry, I'm dirty." I don't really know how that goes with the rest of the song, but at the same time, I need to like stare at the lyrics a little bit longer. And also Youngbook wearing all red with that length of hair, like beyond the shoulder length, where it's like beyond shoulder length hair. He looks like such an equal amount of feminine and masculine swag. Like, I can't. Like, I can't. As a person, he just killed it. He's got like lace gloves on. Like, I don't even understand what these people are doing to me. I will say that's one of my favorite things with K-pop lately, especially for guy groups, the way they balance masculine and feminine looks, or I guess what typically Western people would say is masculine and feminine looks. I really enjoy it because it's like not beneath them to do, and I think that's nice because I feel like often people want to say like, oh, it's so weird when guys wear this or do that, and I'm like, all right, you think it's disgusting on them, at the same time, what does that say about like femininity, and what are you trying to say about women? But whatever, like, let's not even, I can get into that, but I just think it's weird that the extreme negative connotation to something that looks a little feminine, and I think it's nice to see people embracing these looks because I feel like, I know for myself, I feel more comfortable with feminine looks because I see it being put on an equal ground. Like, it's not like it's beneath anybody to do. And I appreciate that. I mean, I know it's taken guy groups to do that for me, but at the same time, it's like when you have somebody in the majority, just really validating the minority. I think it's just a really important thing. In any case, yeah, the lace gloves were key. I didn't notice them until live. Bangchan is enjoying those crop tops, and I mean, props to him because he is working hard to be able to have that bod. And again, I'm gonna try not to talk about it too much because he's making my life really hard, and I think that's that. That's that. The amount of red in the video is really cool. The red and blue. I don't think I noticed that before. That really like electric blue, and this like really vibrant red, and the blacks and the whites. There's a lot of opposites. I guess I don't know if you would say red and blue are opposites. My color theory is in the infancy stage of life, but in the same time, I tend to put them in opposite planes, I guess, because of the coolness of one color and the warmness of the other. But not even, I'm not even that fancy. Like, I just think they're opposites. It's like fire and water, whatever. But that is interesting. They put a lot of contrast. They put contrast in, and I want to say there's a lot of contrast in this album, which is probably why I love this album right now. And I'm gonna have to think about that because cheese, I'm gonna spend a whole other day on cheese. Let me tell you, cheese. Actually, no, maybe I should just spend the time now. Cheese is a fantastic song, but you know what? I won't spend the time because I've already spent a long time talking. And so their contrasts are fantastic. I'm enjoying this. I'm here for this. I'm here for their confident, swaggy sound. I think they're doing artistry beautifully, they're doing everything beautifully, and they're extremely talented. And so, if this is Stray Kids' era, take it because 2021 has been 2021. I think Butter was like prime summer song at the same time while I'm waiting for a BTS album. Stray Kids, take it. Like this is your year. You killed it with Kingdom and you killed it with this. Like I can't do anything but give props to good music. Again, I'm trying to think if I forgot anybody. I think I talked about everybody. Um, let's see. I really enjoyed listening to the episodes of the Howl in Harmony. I think with Han too, even Han saying that he didn't really like his voice before because I mean his raps kill it, but like the fact that he said he has just a higher voice, and even I think I noticed it in this, but I think the sharpness that he has is really amazing, and not like sharp musically, but like just sharp, visually, I guess, or like imagery wise. He has a sharpness to his tone that I think is really it lended to the roughness of this. Um, like there's like a clear like rough quality to everything that they presented in this, and not rough in the meaning of that this song is not polished because it's super polished, but at the same time, just like what they're trying to convey. In any case, all right, I think I talked enough. Stray Kids, woo, yay! I'm so glad for them, and I will be waiting for this album to come in because my sister was amazing and bought me a copy, and so I will be really excitedly waiting for my Stray Kids copy, and I hope that whatever I am drawing when I draw something to pair with this audio, that you enjoy it, and I will try for it to be something matching to what I'm talking about, and hopefully it came out well. I mean, if it didn't, then whatevs. This is a good introduction to me. I'm actually not even gonna say what my username is right now because right now I can't even get into my YouTube that I created for this. I tried to create another account specifically for this and I forgot the password. So I won't say it because what if it's different? And so, in any case, this is me and this is my first video and I hope you enjoyed it. I know there's like YouTube etiquette with like the likes and subscribes and whatever, but like I just want to share. Yeah, I just want to share. I will be avidly looking around for all the comebacks that are happening right now because I know, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Oh no, my man from, It's Dangerous Beyond the Blankets, that it's not Daniel. Oh, crap. Loco! Loco put out a song. Loco is amazing. Loco's the best. And so Loco put out a song recently. I need to listen to that. I heard Key is putting out a song soon. I need to listen to that. TXT put out one that was just like massively amazing, but at the same time, like just got me too much in the feels. And so we'll wait on that. And I know Halsey's coming up with something soon. And so sounds like a good, productive summer for a bunch of artists. And so while I wait and pine over the next BTS album, I will enjoy all the artistry happening around here. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I can figure out how to edit everything properly so this looks decent, and talk to you guys soon. Bye! All right, postscript. I had about 5 minutes left of drawing this just to finish out some touches, and I'm not gonna lie, I still did some touches after this video, just because, I mean, it's a sketch, and so it's sketchy. So yeah, just finishing the sketch out. I don't really know what more to add to this space. If you want to see the finished work, I will put my link to my Instagram in the description box thing below. Yeah, and I guess if you're wondering, the notes written on the side. This obviously is another day. I did this over maybe 3 days. Again, it's only really 35 minutes of a sketch, but I don't usually sit still for that long, and so it just kind of depends on the day. And so, actually, no, yeah, it just depends on the day. And so clearly, it's a different day. It's a sunnier day. It's earlier in the day, or just at a better part of the day that there's more sun outside. And so I had added some notes after the end of one video just to remember to do a few things like sharpen the lines in his legs, to do some shading, and also to sharpen his ears a little bit because they were kind of non-existent. Again, clearly there were a lot of things that I could have cleaned up better, but it's just a sketch just to go along with this video. Either way, I liked it. I think it was kind of hard to sacrifice the movement with the sketchiness of it while trying to refine it. So yeah, that's always a struggle. I'm trying to think whether I really need to cut this down because I don't know if anyone's sticking around for 35 minutes of this. But I mean, whatever. If you're already here this long, then 4 more minutes is not going to do anyone terrible harm. I'm going to say kind of, again, postscript style. I know the grip that I have when I draw is kind of strange. It's kind of like the tripod grip or whatever. I didn't learn how to draw from anyone when I was young. And so I kind of kept that pencil grip, the like writing grip whenever I drew, and I just can't really get out of it. It's hard for my wrist to try and hold a pencil another way. I've tried to after listening to a couple of people on Udemy, one person in particular, but I think I remember even my art teachers in school were like, "Oh, why you hold a pencil in a very interesting way." But they never really corrected me, so I'm gonna just go with it because that's the way I draw best. Also, my shading's kind of, I'm growing. I'm gonna not be mean to myself. I'm growing in that. I'm growing in a lot of things because, again, I just kind of did things the way I like to do it because I've just been doing it on my own. I think I've had a total of like 2 half-semester classes in middle school and high school. 1 half semester in middle school, 1 half semester in high school to do art. And then I took drawing 1, drawing 2, and watercolor in college. And needless to say, I mean, again, I really don't have a whole lot of skills, so I'm trying to work on that this time around when I can actually focus on art a little bit more. But I definitely, I mean, grew in those classes at the same time. I didn't have much of a capacity to hold in a lot of information. So again, I know I have a lot to grow in. So not that I guess I really care if anyone's going to be harsh about this, but just to just explain that, I guess. I don't know if I needed explaining. But yeah. So there's about 2 more minutes in this video, so I'm going to just ease on out of this. Again, feel free to check out this sketch and other ones on my Instagram. I now have access to my YouTube, but I forgot my screen name again. And so hopefully by the next time I make a video, I will know it. And so thanks for dropping by and checking out my Felix sketch and listening to my rambles on Stray Kids. And I am hoping to have something in regards to cheese because I really like cheese, and maybe the rest of this album. Maybe something for Loco Song because I really love it, and then also my video on my ballet shoes because that needs to happen. And that was the whole reason I started this YouTube, and so, or my idea to start a YouTube. And so again, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll be back for whatever ramblings I go into next. I have many and varied interests, and so it might be very random, but hope you will join me along for the ride. All right, have a good one.